34 guys, and I came across a really interesting conversation today about the cleanup. The cleanup is going to be taking place and being in charge of by the Army Corps of Engineers, meaning that they are going to take full control of the property cleanups. Property owners get their property cleaned and everything ready to build, but of course that is not going to be for free. You're gonna have to pay for it. They're gonna send you a bill. Insurance money is being set aside for that, and you're going to pay for this. Problem number one is, what if it's more expensive than your insurance money? What if you don't have insurance money at all? What if you want to clean up your property yourself? Well, it's going to be extremely hard from what I hear, because there are soil tests that need to be conducted after. There's going to be here in Hawaii with the cultural practitioners to make sure everything is conducted in a Pono kind of way. So you basically seems to have no other choice than have the Army Corps of Engineers taking care of everything. All good, you have insurance money, you pay, your property is clear, you're good to go and build. But, there's a lot of cases where people here don't have insurance, they don't speak very well English, and now what? They have to sign a piece of paper to basically have the government clean up your property. Now you receive a bill of however much that is. You can pay that bill. Now you're sitting on a piece of property and you won't be allowed to build until you have paid off that cleanup bill. And that is a story that is really interesting that we're going to have to follow, that I'm very curious to see how that plays out, because now here's like this land grab kind of thing that everybody's talking about. Now what? Now you can pay the however much it is for that property cleanup and you can't rebuild. You're really going to be screwed. Eventually, maybe people will say like, I'm going to sell my property and take the money and move somewhere else. And I will be willing to take any kind of lowball offer for my property. At least I'm getting out from underneath. And that is exactly that. Or you decide, no, the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers is not going to clean my property, but you can't do it yourself. Or you don't do it properly, and now you have a non-approved property that is sitting there, and if you don't clean that up, eventually they can condemn your property. And now what? Now you have a piece of property that is useless unless you bring in more EPA and Army Corps of Engineers to clean it up for you. So that is going to be really the hard part, and we're going to follow this story because I'm really curious how that plays out for what people. We have a lot of friends that lost homes, and some friends are in different situations than others, so this is going to be very, very interesting to follow. 35, we had the insurance adjuster, and that was very interesting. I wanted to film this thing, but he didn't feel very comfortable with it. And yes, I'm not driving, I'm actually parking, so that's why no seatbelt. What a wealth of information, you guys. And one thing that I've always feared, and he kind of backed me up on that, is we are just in the beginning of a very messy situation. We have right now already, we see it happening. People are getting gouged on rent because, hey, it's all insurance money, contractor hours are gonna go up, insurance money, the cleanup for your property, insurance money. But hey, that insurance money only lasts so long, and you need it also for rebuilding. Just because you lose your house and maybe your insurance just handed you a $250,000 check doesn't mean that you're rich and you can pay whatever and you can be gouged into any kind of prices. No, it means like this money is going to have to last for a lot of things for a long time. In my building, where I'm considerably lucky, the smoke actually, it's not that smelly anymore like it was 2 weeks ago. It's just that ashes, that soot that is everywhere. He surveyed everything, very interesting. And that guy, all he does is traveling around the country looking at burnt down properties. I just clean, Other people rebuild from the ground up. At least 1,200 properties are building from the ground up. And that's why I say we are continuing this story as long as it takes, so it doesn't get forgotten. It stays in the news cycle, at least in the Stand-Up Magazine news cycle, and we're going to be there for however long it takes. 36, and I'm here with a friend of mine, Bully, and he's a surf teacher, and he's done so much for the kids, for my kids, and for generations of kids. And even after like this whole thing, and he lost his house too, he lost everything except for maybe a passport. And what do? You go out and you surf with the kids, and it was on national TV. I mean, what an amazing act, man.
It was a struggle to get through it, and there was a lot of kids that suffered and went through a lot of trauma. And life keeps happening and keeps moving forward. There's a word in Hawaii called imua, which means forward.
You're right.
So we do have a time that we need to grieve, but I think the ocean is one of the best places to do that. There's therapy that comes into the water, and anybody who's in the ocean activities understands what a great feeling that it presents to our mana, which is our soul, our energy. So we grabbed the kids. Judd Lau he orchestrated that on Ho'okipa side. And since I do Wednesday after school camps for 10 years now, I thought it would be a good time to just piggyback off of his gathering, and we combined it together. And there's probably close to 400, maybe 500 kids that showed up. And we wanted to make sure that these kids left with food, clothing, and surfboards. We gathered up a bunch of boards. Kazuma donated a bunch of boards. People from all over Maui came and donated boards, and every kid and grown-up left with a surfboard that day.
Yeah, it's really heartwarming, and absolutely the ocean really is. The ocean is kind of the cure. The ocean is therapy, and you're now. What's your current situation now?
We're not in a permanent place. We've had a real outpour of love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really connected to the surf community because I teach all the kids and the moms and stuff how to surf. So we've had a huge amount of places to offer for us to stay at. This is the third place we're staying at on the North Shore here in Kuau. We're surrounded by all people that I teach surfing, and it's a really tight-knit community here. We're definitely looking for more of a permanent place. We're just not sure where that is yet. Going back to the west side is very traumatizing. And we go back and we go and hang out with some of the kids, but right now we're currently staying here till the end of October, and then we're going to be moving into Olowalu.
Okay.
My friend in Olowalu has a huge property down there at the point, so we're going to start rallying the kids, getting kids together there and learning about Hawaiian culture, which is language, earth sustainability, growing food, spearfishing, and getting food from the ocean.
Cool.
We'll be doing stand-up paddle. Cool. We will be doing canoe, and then we're also going to be astrology, where we learn star maps. How to navigate
cool.
the
Very
stars.
cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. And thanks to you guys, we have little contributions, and I started a GoFundMe page with the Stand Up magazine, and we want to give back to the community thanks to you guys, Two Waters. So I want to make this contribution of $500 on behalf of you guys contributing to Bully, to whatever he does, whatever he needs. It's in very good hands. Thank you guys so much for enabling me, helping other people, and everybody helping. For sure. 37. Wow. I am back at the shop without an escort, without guards. They opened up this area. I don't know why and what all of a sudden has changed from 5 days ago. It still looks the same everywhere, but businesses are coming back. I saw the tire place was open around the corner. The carpentry shop guy is back, and my friend Brandon with the water store, Tropic Water guys are working. I can now freely come and go. I had the insurance guy here, but my windows were open, and coming back into this shop and actually really do work will take a while. Will really take a while. I have a gargantuous task on hand because everything in here is blanketed with a layer of soot. I had my windows open, and with these strong winds, and Lahaina Luna is like right up there, like right behind there, and that's where the fire kind of like moved down and over towards here. So it went all the way also to the north. So at some point this place was completely smoked out, hence the burnt plywood in the neighborhood. And I mean, I can show you guys here where this soot and ash pushed into every nook and cranny. I have my tools here, surfboard repair. I mean, all my boards, I have so many boards, and everything has to come out. And I have now this task, where am I gonna put it? Because I don't have any extra storage, that's it. So where am I gonna put all this stuff? I'm gonna have to buy maybe some sort of a little shed or a container or something that can go into one of my parking stalls down below, and I can then maybe store everything in there. See what the insurance says, but I don't think anybody be willing to buy this board here still as brand new when it is like all black now. And cleaning and wiping everything. I mean, the floor, I don't even know where to start with this. Maybe I'm just going to start the floor first and remove the small stuff. I mean, like, look at this. Like, this is everything on the counter here. It's all just black. Even in the office is so terrible. In fact, it's even more terrible. One good thing is that it doesn't smell. In here it smells just the smoke a little. It's always been smokier in here than outside. Outside you barely smell the smoke, but I have like back here, there is so much stuff. And you know how it is, you have a business, stuff starts accumulating, all my stand-up magazines, everything here, my hats, and yeah, good luck. So I'll be doing that for a while.